Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the AdV Color podcast. Tonight, we are joined by your host, me, and we have a new one here with us today, Aurora. Would you like to introduce yourself to the podcast?
Hi. That's all I have to say about that. It's just hi.
Yeah, remind me, where are you from again?
Louisiana.
Louisiana.
From America.
America. Yeah, that's for those Americans who don't know geography. Well, I appreciate you showing up. It looks like everyone else is not on time today, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were talking about like retro consoles and gaming and emulators and stuff in general. Is there anything in particular you want to expound upon there?
You know, I'm trying to think how I can start this off with to where it doesn't sound like I'm absolutely insane.
You ever have that inner monologue in your mind?
Yeah.
How do I say this in a way that doesn't make me sound crazy? First world problems. You just gotta embrace it, just be crazy.
Yeah, I know. So I've been thinking about this. If someone were to, like, let's say, I don't know, emulate a game from like Xbox or something, and the company doesn't say anything about it, but it's obvious it goes against the rules, and they know about it, right? It'd be like a Valve situation, I think, where it's like, oh, TF Classic or something like that.
Oh. The heck? I think I just got disconnected there.
I thought I said something so stupid you just left.
No. What did I do wrong here? Oh, I know what I did. I set the activity thing to the wrong channel. Whoops. Fix this real quick. Jeez, let's fix this. I can't fix it. Oh well. It's just messed up. All right, I'll just make a new event and start that instead.
Okay.
All right. And the event is started. So fixed.
Okay.
So you're talking about something like where like the company is aware of like their old games are being emulated, but they don't mind.
Yeah, something like that. Stuff like that is when like game companies do the right thing. Just like if it's like a game that's like 10+ years old, something like that being emulated isn't that bad because it's unlikely that games even own the market anymore.
Right. Like it's not officially being distributed, so the only way to get it is to a private party that distributes it. Which seems fair to me.
Or like digital copy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then we have stuff like I'm assuming you know of like TF2, right, from Valve and whatnot.
Team Fortress 2.
Yes.
What about it?
So you probably, I don't know if you know about this, but a couple or so years back, the open source for TF2 was leaked.
Oh really?
And and a couple of people didn't even use it for anything bad. They just memed on it, right?
Oh,
But then
interesting.
there's just but then there was a development team that's like they created Team Fortress Classic, the original Team Fortress in TF2, but just with the style of TF2, right? And they sent out a letter to Valve saying that Valve just needs to give them to go ahead to post the game, and Valve never responded as per usual. And they just outright just uploaded the game onto Steam.
Huh.
And Valve still hasn't said anything, so they're just going to keep it up until Valve says something.
There's probably not much they can do. I mean, because in one sense, if they did react, people would kind of look at that in a negative light. And then because the source code has already been released, there's no way of deleting it from the internet. So
Yeah.
it'll just, if you like, it's kind of like a lose-lose situation. You know what I mean? So I think the best option was probably not to do anything about it. Because if they do delete it, then someone else will post it, and then it'll get more aggressive.
Because from what I know is that they sent out a letter once to Valve, they okayed it, and then they were waiting for the okay to release it. So it's like it was okay to start, but they don't know if it was okay to finish, right?
Interesting.
So I don't know. It's one of those like it's a 50-50 chance of either A, you go to court, or B, you don't.
That's I don't know about that one.
It seems outright for Valve. Something small turns into something big.
But I mean, to be fair, TF2 is a really old game, and I really don't think anybody actually plays it. Well, there are players, but
that's an understatement.
There are players, but there's not nearly as many players as it was when it first came out. They've gone on to Valorant now, I think.
Valorant, Overwatch, stuff like that.
Real games.
Oh, Overwatch, the big
games that are still updated and work properly.
yeah. Then there's TF2 that hasn't had an update in 4 years.
It's terrible. It's like well, it's really kind of like they gave up on it, and they did kind of. It just doesn't run great.
They definitely just kind of gave up on it. It's their poster child, and if it still works, they're not going to update it.
It's like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I mean, it is broken. It needs fixes. But I mean, once the source code is out, there's an infinite number of exploits that can happen. So there's probably not much they can really do to improve the game anyway.
So hello, Battlefrog.
Looks like we are joined by John. How are you doing?
Hello there. Doing great.
Wow, that's fantastic. We were just talking about retro consoles and the debate between like the distribution of games versus the archival of like emulation software and whatnot. And specifically, we were talking about TF2, how like the source code was leaked and a developing team came up with TF2 Classic and didn't get any response from Steam when they released it. Unlike Nintendo, who will sue the crap out of you if you even say Mario. If you say Mario 3 times, Nintendo will sue you. Like, it's just, you can't. Don't do it.
Stand in the mirror 3 times.
Don't do it, brother. Nintendo, you'll summon the Nintendo lawyers.
Okay,
You'll get a cease and desist notice.
I will be right back. If y'all want, y'all can just talk on with the conversation. I will be right back.
All right. Looks like Aurora is taking 5. But nice if you just join us, John.
Yes.
How's it going?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, I'm doing pretty
That's good. Is there anything you would like to add or anything that comes to mind about games and retro games and getting sued by Nintendo?
I don't want to get sued by Nintendo. That's about all I can add.
You don't think that'd be an interesting experience?
I mean, if I countersued and I was in the right somehow.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, that's not how this works. You don't get to know.
I said Mario. I don't get to know speech in America. Okay.
You don't get to know if you're gonna
Okay,
win
yeah,
before
yeah,
it
yeah.
happens. All right, this is
Nintendo's Japanese and weird laws and stuff.
well, no, they're using the American legal system to sue you.
Yeah. So I can say Mario 3 times, and I have free speech. So if they sue me, I can sue back, and I'll win.
We'll see. I mean, they've won a lot of their cases, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm just saying Mario. If I said I
Are-
created Mario, that's a different thing.
Right.
Are y'all,
Also,
are you
do
are
what?
y'all are you talking about like the saying Mario and a beer 3 times?
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Kind of hyperbole, but I mean, it's like if you even say it, Nintendo knows about it. They're like, what was that? Huh? No. So John, this is our newest member, Aura. Say hi.
Nice to meet you. Hello.
Aura, this is John. He's an aspiring voice actor, professional musician, and all that cool stuff. Would you give us a little taste of your voice acting skills? I believe you got a role, or almost got a role as Batman. You prepared for that, right? Give us a little something. Say like you're from Gotham or something. I don't know what Batman says.
I can't think of anything.
It's part of the process.
No.
Gotham City.
That's just album.
Gotham City.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty good. So I feel like you have the perfect voice to like be a Morgan Freeman impersonator.
Oh.
Like, because you can get those lows. It's like pretty dope.
What is a Morgan Freeman quote?
I can smell you.
I can smell you.
It's pretty good. You should like go on Fiverr and like list your services as like a Morgan Freeman impersonator, and then just like read scripts in that voice for people. I feel like you could make a decent, like a killing doing that.
Yeah, you could probably make like $100 a month just from that.
Heck yeah.
If not, at least like 20 or 50.
Tell the people to subscribe to the Advocate podcast in the Batman voice.
Okay. Subscribe to the Advocate podcast. Joker. I don't know.
Or Gotham City will be destroyed.
Subscribe. No, that's more of a Riddler. Subscribe.
Do you have a Joker? Do you have a Joker impression in the mix?
It's not good, but I could try one.
You're working on it? Okay. Do you want to know how I got these scars?
I think yours is not like. Do you want to know how I got these scars?
Watch me make this pencil disappear.
If you don't subscribe to the Advocate podcast, then I will blow up the world.
I will steal the moon. That reminds me of like your impressions remind me of HISH, which is an acronym for How It Should Have Ended, where people like make parodies of popular comics and stuff, and they have like their own impressionist team, or maybe it's just one dude. I don't know, but it's like, I mean, it's hilarious. I could totally see you doing that.
Like, I think there's one or two, like one for females and one for males, but you know. I mean, I would do that if I got paid. Yeah, I would do that.
Heck yeah, we got to get something going for you. We got to like do a little parody of our own, and then I don't know, tweet it at them or something. Speaking of Twitter, Elon Musk owns Twitter now. Can you believe it?
Yeah, he also unbanned Trump.
Not literally.
What do you think about like social media bans? Do you think they're a little too harsh or something?
I think unless you're doing something highly inappropriate, like posting very violent things or
Like Al
very
Qaeda?
sexual things. Yeah, pretty much. That's how I stand.
Again, knowing how Twitter is,
Aren't there like beheadings
I
on
feel
Twitter?
there's beheadings on the internet just in general.
Yeah,
Twitter is a
I've
social
seen
network.
at least I've seen at least 2 so far. So
This freaking guy.
I haven't searched them out. If I searched them out, I would find them, but I don't
This
feel
guy's
like searching them out.
Aurora's the cameraman for ISIS. That's how we.
Well, obviously, what else would I be doing? They pay well, okay? It's like
That's why he's helping us with the live settings
Yeah.
and work. That's why the
Yeah,
stream looks
yeah.
so great. He's got all that skill from his work in the
best
field.
way
For legal reasons,
the
that's
best way
the
to guarantee a loss is to quit.
I hate the fact that that Joker's voice is so close to Walter White's. Like it's not even funny. It's
Walter
just
White.
pitched up.
Is it
Hey,
really?
have you heard what Walter White sounds like? When he's like Jesse, we need a cook. It's
Mr.
just-
White, I thought you were like the Joker, yo.
Yo. Do you want to build a meth lab?
Jesse. I don't think it sounds similar to the Joker at all, but I haven't watched both of those movies in close proximity for a while. That'd be interesting to see.
Then again, Breaking Bad is a show. I don't know what you're talking about movie.
Yeah, that's true. I guess, I was thinking more El Camino, but yeah, that is a show. Yo, imagine Joker as a show. That'd be wild. I would watch the crap out of that.
Yeah, I've been watching through the 2000s cartoon of Batman, and it's pretty good. Joker's voice is Mark Hamill, and it's perfect.
Oh, the OG.
So
well, yeah, it's Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill, the best Joker ever was.
I know that my profile pic directly comes from one of the DC shows. I think the character's name is Derek Powers or something like that.
Oh. I'm not familiar. I used to watch the old Iron Man cartoon TV show or whatever it was. Or the Avengers. I can't remember. Or was it No, I watched that in the Justice League. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. He does come from the Batman show. I can't remember where he came from.
They're finding his accent on the fly. Let's go. Now, so I've been seeing this a lot lately, Trump impressionists who are really good. Just say the most out of pocket things. It's hilarious.
Isn't there a Joker movie? You were talking about a TV show?
Yeah, there is a movie, but I think we're referring to an animated show, right?
Yeah.
Similar to the Batman show or something like that.
Right? I don't
or the Justice League show.
Do villains even get their own show? I'm trying to think of any villains.
Harley Quinn did.
That's right. Yeah.
They did? Nice.
Yeah, recently. So
that's not on Netflix, is it?
That's on HBO.
I think I've seen clips of it and it seems sucky. But
yeah, I've never watched it because I don't have HBO.
It looks very sucky.
I mean, if it's good, it'll eventually make it to DVD, and then everyone can watch it. So.
Well, I mean, I've heard it's good, but I haven't watched it yet.
Speaking of movies, what's your top 3 movies of all time?
That's a hard pick.
For me, I gotta go with Lion King, and then A Princess Bride, and then the third one, I have no idea.
No idea. I gotta say, so I have different things in my mind, but definitely, probably number 3 would be, what was it? It just disappeared from my mind. I was just thinking of it. It was Treasure Island. No, that's not it.
Treasure. I
It was
don't
like a
know. Treasure Island
steampunk
might be
pirate
good.
thing.
Oh,
Oh,
I think
Treasure
that I
Planet. Gotcha. That
Treasure
that
was
was.
Planet.
my favorite thing.
I've watched
Favorite
that
show as a kid.
once.
And
I watched that
then
once a very long time ago, and I never watched it again.
yeah, I
Ow.
thought that was pretty cool because that's like I think that's kind of my favorite style. I like futuristic type stuff. Um, have you ever seen what's it called? My brain seems to work exactly when I need it to. Just like, all right, I'm I'm out. I gotta pull up Netflix just to see. What streaming services do y'all use?
Netflix,
Pretty
Disney
pretty much
Plus.
all of them.
He's got the
That's
whole
it.
shebang. That's what's
Yeah,
up.
yeah. We have all of them.
ABV.
I
We
use
have
the Crunchyroll sometimes.
Oh, okay. Get that anime.
Crunchyroll is the only one we don't use.
Because
The
So
you
only
don't watch
the only
anime,
time.
it seems.
have you
Well,
ever
no,
seen
no.
Altered Carbon?
I don't think I have.
So
Never heard of
it's
it.
like a cyberpunk style TV show based on the cyberpunk novel. And
Oh,
like sci-fi stuff like that is my
oh.
favorite like kind of stuff.
Is it the one that's like that just got released on Netflix or something?
No, it's been out for 2 years. It came out in 2020. The
Oh.
first season is, in my opinion, I liked it a lot. The second season, I hated it because they did kind of like a Doctor Who actor swap type thing going on.
Mhm.
And if you've watched it, you understand how that works. But I think, what was the actor? They replaced the show actor too soon. Like immediately into the second season, they replaced him with I think it was Will Smith. I could be wrong, but I hated it after that point. Not because of the actor. It's just it was completely different. Like it wasn't the same after that. It just
Yeah.
didn't make any sense to me. So
Uh, if I were to like rate just like my top three movies, probably third would probably just be a close like second with oh probably the most recent Mortal Kombat movie. Honestly,
they make
it was really
movies.
good. Yeah. They
I
had a
didn't know
recent
this.
like that came out like a year or so ago. They remade the original Mortal Kombat movie from like 1995.
Donate to the Advocator podcast so I can watch this movie.
$15, please.
Right.
Just
Well,
$15 a month.
The world.
And then second would probably come in with this is going to just seem like really odd, but the Joker, just the movie Joker, it's
Oh, I
really
love
good.
that movie. That was really good.
Yeah, she's Batman society.
I was gonna say Forrest Gump was a pretty incredible
Oh,
movie. Like
yeah,
to me, like so Treasure Planet is kind of juvenile, so that's why it's third for me.
yeah.
Second would have to be Forrest Gump, and the top one for me. I'd have to think of it. I'll wait till it comes to mind. But yeah,
Okay.
Forrest Gump was a good
Well,
one. Like a lot of the older
well,
shows,
I
like they still hit. You know,
oh
you got
yeah,
this new content.
I
You know, and the old like top of the line stuff. It's good.
I'd probably say like my number one movie, honestly, is just Ford versus Ferrari. Such a good movie. If you haven't watched it, find a place to watch it because genuinely it's just good storyline, good cinematography. Because it's probably the most recent movie that uses zero green screens and scenes.
Oh, it's all practical.
Yeah, it's all practical effects and it's all racing.
Cool.
Like about a quarter of it is just racing and the rest of it is like in between of like working on a car.
Whoa.
It's based around a true story and whatnot of 1960s, early 60s. Ford and Ferrari had a battle to see who could make the fastest endurance car.
Mm.
Because Ferrari told Ford to go F themselves because they tried to buy him.
Oh yeah, I remember the story behind that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, how did that go? So, what was it? Ferrari was a farmer, right? Or was it the other dude?
I think that's the Lamborghini and Ferrari story there.
Yeah. So they keep.
Lamborghini was a farmer.
Okay,
Ferrari
so
went bankrupt in 1963, and then Ford tried to buy them. And then Ford told them that Enzo Ferrari couldn't race anymore, so he told them to go F off. And then Ford built a race car faster than Ferrari in retaliation.
that's interesting.
Yeah.
What was the car called?
The Ford
The F-150.
GT40. The Ford F-150. No. It was the GT40 Mark II.
AT-40 Mark II.
The Mark 1 blew up.
Oh, rip. Oh, were these prototypes or are they like full production?
They're no longer made. They were made for the 24 Hours of Le Mans. They were
Oh.
endurance cars.
Gotcha. So they were just one shots. Man,
They
mass produce those. Could you
yeah
imagine those
they
driving
tried
around?
to. They tried to. You can make them legally here if you actually have like the money for it.
Dang. Could you imagine like going on like the Autobahn with one of those?
They've been on the Autobahn. That's where they tested their
Dang,
top
bro.
speed.
It's-
They were made in America and flew over to France for the 24 Hours of Le Mans.
That's
And
cool.
then the car was driven for the next 24 hours by 2 drivers.
That's dope. And is that in the like the docuseries?
Yeah. That's in the full movie, like
what
the
is this
full
called?
24 hours. Ford versus Ferrari,
Ford versus Ferrari.
or it's just Ford v Ferrari.
Ford v Ferrari. Well, it doesn't exist on Netflix.
Sadly, yeah. It was on HBO, but then it got moved, so I have no idea where it's at now.
No idea.
From what I know, apparently it might be coming to Disney Plus. But it has actors of the likes of Christian Bale, Matt Damon, a couple, then probably the best child actor I've seen in a while. So yeah, pretty much just it's
big names.
it is. Yeah, it does. I didn't realize Patrick Bateman was in this movie. I really hope y'all got that.
My audio cut
Christian
out.
Bale being
I
a
have
first.
some issues
Yeah,
with my
okay.
microphone.
Patrick Bateman, that's the guy from American Psycho, right?
Yeah,
American Psycho. So
I have not watched that movie. I need to probably.
I haven't either.
It's
I've
very-
seen like
it's
little
just-
trailers and clips here and there, but
I'm just gonna warn you. There's like 2 sex scenes in that movie.
Oh,
how many murder
So,
scenes are there? Because it's like a horror thing, right?
Quite a bit. But it's one of those movies where it feels like a fever dream when you're watching it. Honestly,
What does that mean?
it doesn't feel like a real thing. It feels like something you're watching whilst you're like asleep, right?
Like a fever dream or some crap.
Yeah. Like the whole thing of like I've never seen my phone in my dreams, right, or something like that.
I mean, bruh, I've had a whole computer in my dreams. I think some people are just not creative because man, I got a smartwatch, I got my phone, I got my
I have
tablet
a lot of
computer.
things in my dreams
Bro,
that are
Y'all
technology.
just
Have you seen a clock in your dream though?
a clock?
A clock,
A
yes.
digital clock, not analog.
We have a couple of like analog clocks in our house.
On the
But
topic of
to be honest, I don't have any
sleeping
analog
and
clocks
things
in my
being in your
house.
sleep. On that topic, do you ever just in your dream you wake up and you get ready for where you need to go, and you realize that you're not actually doing it and you're still asleep, you're dreaming,
Yeah,
and
things go pretty
then
crazy.
and your alarm keeps going off, and then it happens again that you need to,
Yeah.
and then
It's
then
like a
you
little
get
time
up.
loop.
like a Groundhog Day in your dream. No.
Yeah, pretty much.
That feels a lot like the whole thing of like you're about to fall asleep and then you feel like you're falling. Or it's like you have like
Oh,
that
yeah, I
random
hate
like
that.
feel of just like you have it feels like your body's gravity like has no gravity to it. Weightless.
Yeah, you just like fall into zero G for a
It,
second.
I've heard someone like tell me what that is, and what they told me was it's just your soul leaving your body. Like,
That's not
like,
true. It's just
I
ego.
know I know it's not. I knew
Can you
knew that they
imagine
were
that's
just
what
being.
it's feel like? You just like fall through
Your
like the
soul goes
physical
to
earth.
somewhere else.
I feel
Yeah.
like personally you would still be able to like interact, like not like kind of like a ghost. How ghosts don't fall through the floor, so to speak. I feel like souls probably wouldn't fall anywhere because there's
You know
no
how
gravity, right?
fun it would
They're
be if you
there.
could just permeate through walls and floors.
Yeah, that's like God. That's
Permeate
like
means
creative
closer.
mode. Astral
It's more of
projection.
a spectator mode than anything.
Pretty much.
You
That's
permeate through the
just being
walls and
spectator.
the ground, or slash vanish in a, you know, anyway,
Mysterious.
in your admin mode. Huh? Okay. Does anyone here watch anime?
I don't watch any anime, like any current shows going on, but I watch Initial D. That's the only
One
time I ever used Crunchyroll. So
Speaking of,
Uh,
one thing you guys should definitely check out. So Cyberpunk came out with a new like little animated series, and I
yeah,
thought it was really good. I think you guys should definitely check that out.
Hmm.
But that's
I'm
kind of
never
like my
checking that
thing.
out,
I guess
but
I'm kind of definitely
you're-
biased because that's like my aesthetic. I like the futuristic type kind of thing. So that's like right up my alley.
Oh, something I found last night that I didn't know existed was like a Star Wars like story.
anime.
There's Tales of the Jedi. Just random.
It's the manga storyline put into animation. Yeah.
What?
Oh,
It's okay. There's the okay. Pretty much
what do you mean?
in like in the early 2000s, Star Wars had an actual Japanese manga made for it,
No,
and
this
that
is
and that
like no, not the not
not.
not that one.
Let's
No,
see.
I'm talking about like just Tales of the Jedi, not the I forgot what that was called, but
I forgot what it was called too. I thought you were talking about that. But hold on.
Visions. It's not Visions.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. I see it. Yeah.
I watched all of those last night, and it took like 2.5
Little
hours.
marathon, eh?
Yeah,
Mhm.
there were only 6, but
Hmm.
and they were 15 minutes
So,
long each.
what's your favorite anime of all time?
Favorite anime of
Or
all
well,
time.
favorite is kind of hard. Just like, what are some you would like 3 that you would recommend that you
3
enjoy?
that I would recommend: Naruto, Hunter x Hunter, and I've got to say My Hero. Just don't be that guy.
Don't be the zealot.
Just
Don't move to Japan.
don't be that guy that like ships, I don't know,
To be honest,
the
I've
main
never
character with the main character's teacher. Let's just say that. Just don't
I've
be that
never
kind of
watched
person.
any of those. I have them on my list. Hunter x Hunter especially is on my list, but I haven't checked it out. One thing I
Hunter x
have
Hunter is definitely way up there.
I'll have to check it out. But have you seen Seven Deadly Sins?
Seven Deadly Sins. I watched a few episodes, and I
Same.
hated Meliodas.
Oh, really?
I watched a
I thought it
little
was a
bit.
funny show. It's kind of a comedy. Like it's more of like a
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
it's more satire like on other animes if you think about it.
I have a family friend that I just walk to their house every now and again. Every time I walk in there, they're watching Seven Deadly Sins. They're just binge
Every single
watching
time.
it.
You're just
Yeah.
like watching it over and over and over and over and over.
I don't think they're watching it over and over again. I think it's just because I walk there on the same day every day, like every week. So it's just like they just watch that on
They just
that
watch
day.
that at that
They
time.
binge watch it.
They
Yeah.
probably binge watch like Naruto on every other day. Like
Wow.
Probably. But don't get me wrong. It's not something I can get into. But if it's on, I'm willing to watch it. You know, it's one of those things like you wake up in the middle of the night and it's just playing. You don't know where the remote is, so you just watch it.
Yeah. What about Black Butler?
I have
Never
not
watched
watched
it.
that. I've heard it's really good, but
Yeah,
it's like 70 episodes long, and I don't feel like.
Oh,
getting
is it
into that.
really? Because I finished
Yeah.
all. They're really short though. Because I remember finishing the whole
they're
thing
short?
in like
Okay.
a very quick amount of time. But yeah, I got recommended it like a couple years ago, and I finally checked it out. And I ended up finishing the whole thing, so it must be pretty good.
And welcome double to the podcast.
Oh, shit. Double has arrived, a resident musician. Double, meet
I
Ara.
can see that.
This is our brand new member of the podcast. Ara, meet
Yo!
Double. Double's
What's
our
up,
resident
dog?
musician artist type deal. He does a lot of cool stuff. You can follow him on
excuse you.
Spotify. He just released his platinum album. What's it called?
What?
I don't know. What should I call it?
What should I call it?
What should I
We're
call
we're
it?
figuring out the names.
I need a.
What
Okay,
was that
okay.
one song called?
What
It
is
was,
your Spotify? Just tell me what your
Since you've been
Spotify.
gone.
Since you've been gone. Okay.
I don't know. I haven't put it out yet. I don't know why Joe said that. You really, really. throwing me
I'm
in a
saying
tight
that
spot.
to maybe put the idea into your mind to get it done, but
What
I
is
mean,
your
get it done
What is
so
your
bad.
Spotify name? Like,
That'd be
how can I
sick.
follow you?
I don't know. I haven't put anything out yet. I
he
gotta
hasn't
put
made it
down.
yet.
You got nothing.
It doesn't
What-
exist
what-
yet.
It'll happen.
Wait,
For now,
okay,
you can
okay,
follow him
okay.
on 00254 on Twitch. I think he does live via
I think I
chat
already
meetups
did
and
that.
music there. Heck yeah! And then he's probably gonna he's definitely gonna have like a Spotify like brand deal coming up soon. I tell you what, I can sense it. You know,
Yeah.
Hopefully.
it's in the works. Oh, but yeah, welcome back. We were talking about anime and what some of the ones we mentioned: Hunter X, Seven Deadly Sins.
Hunter, you don't
Black
pronounce
Butler.
the X.
Or, look, I've never seen Hunter, so we were just talking about it.
It's
So,
Hunter
I don't-
squared if you want to be.
Double,
like
have you watched any anime ever?
No.
No.
Really? You seem like someone that would have at least watched one.
No. I
Anyway.
don't watch anime.
Does Phineas and Ferb count as an anime?
No.
Just
I mean,
Can you
in
imagine?
In Japan, it is anime technically, because anime in Japan, anime is anything that is animated.
yeah,
So-
because it's shorthand for
Yeah.
animation. So
That's
I'd
what I
figure
think.
anything that's
I think
cartoon.
anything cartoon is anime to me.
Quite literally, anime just means animation in Japanese if you translate it.
So it is anime,
That's
right?
what I
Well,
just said. But yeah.
Yeah,
I guess anime has like a Japanese connotation, but I mean,
It,
kinda-
yeah.
kind of whack, bro. Phineas and Ferb are gonna do it all.
Yeah.
It's 104 days of summer
Yeah,
vacation, and school comes
Yeah.
all. That was a.
Yeah.
I'm illiterate.
School does what now?
You know, you gotta sing it with
And
all
school
three-
comes
all
along.
throat. You gotta sing it
And
all
school comes
throat.
along just to end
Double.
it.
Can
There
you
you
play us
go.
the
And
theme
the
song
annual
there?
problem of our
I don't know the theme song.
generation is finding a good way to spend it. Like
Like
maybe
maybe.
Building a rocket, fighting a
Rocket, or
mommy,
making a
looking
mommy, or
fancy.
giving a
Finding
monkey a
the
shower.
This is gonna get copyrighted.
It sure
No,
is.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
cut it out.
It's not gonna be copyrighted if we all sing a different part of the song at the same time. Okay,
All right,
because-
I'll start from the end and go backwards.
Just start speaking enchantment table.
You ever meet those people who can like say things backwards and like can you
Yes.
record it and like reverse it and it's like what?
Yaj.
That's a skill.
I've met someone
sh-
on Discord who can do that, and it's trippy.
It's like sounds so
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
Ura.
Have y'all seen the Vsauce episode where it's like him speaking backwards?
Vsauce
And then just
Mike
crushes
here.
the can?
Dude, I haven't watched
What?
Vsauce in forever. That used to be the
Wow.
bomb.
Vsauce feels like a fever dream because
Oh,
the funny
blow.
thing is I swear I've watched every episode of Vsauce, but every time I go back, it says I haven't watched it.
They're
There
not
was
making
every
new
time-
stuff either.
Every time he
There was-
asks you, he's like, Vsauce, Michael here. Can you taste?
No.
Can you taste? No, I have COVID.
I had COVID once. I had
I
friends
am
once.
COVID.
We all have COVID.
bitches put their masks on when I walk by. I'm just a sickly child.
Hey yo.
Yeah,
The mask
okay, I'm
won't save
curious.
you.
Did anyone here dress up for Halloween by chance?
Nah, man.
I
I
dressed
went
up
as
for
a Peaky
Halloween.
Blinder.
Well, hold up. Who
Are you
went
serious?
as
Do
a,
you
who
have a
went as a
picture?
blender?
I went as a
Who
Peaky.
went as a blender?
I went as a blender.
I went
Peaky
as
Blinder.
a Peaky Blinder.
It's a show on Netflix, like a British,
Yeah.
British
I
gang
went
or
as a
something.
bounty hunter.
Oh, sick.
Aaron Black?
Wait, where the frick did you go? Are there freaking like adult Halloween activities, or is it like a high school thing?
No.
I
Me?
literally.
Oh.
Like a dress up?
Me?
Yeah, double.
Yeah, probably double.
Oh.
Double.
Double
you
trouble.
did.
Well, I was looking at it, and my brother was like, "Well, where's your hat?" And I was like, "Oh, here's my hat."
Oh, you didn't
He's
have
like,
the
"What
hat?
the fuck? This isn't a hat. This is a fedora." And I was like, "Oh."
Oh,
And he was like, "Well, you got this cowboy hat here. Me and my girl are going as Bonnie and Clyde. You can just be the detective that caught us."
Oh,
I'll be like, "Okay."
dang.
that's a rare thing for me to hear someone going as Bonnie and Clyde.
I mean, a couple ideas. They get real creative.
Whoa, yeah. Then there's me who literally knows someone who runs a Bonnie and Clyde museum.
Oh, that's sick.
I live 30 minutes away from where they died. So,
Huh?
Oh yeah, he's in
Yeah.
Louisiana.
Yeah.
Nice. Take pictures.
Send him over.
I have multiple pictures. I have a couple.
Did you
I'll
kill
probably
them?
find
Send that
them.
shit.
He's the detective.
I'm,
He's the head
I'm related
detective.
to Bonnie. Why would I kill them?
You're related to Bonnie.
Bro,
Yes.
this guy.
Yes.
Hmm.
Not by blood,
Wait,
but by law. technically.
Dang.
Is Bonnie like
Oh.
the guy or the girl? I'm
Yeah,
so
it's Michael's
confused.
father's stepdaughter.
Bonnie is cool.
Okay.
She.
Whenever
she,
I
she
read
has
Bonnie and
good-
Clyde, it just registered as male and male.
That's fair.
It is a dude. It's kind of like a dude's name, isn't it?
I mean, technically, if you put any name on someone, it'll automatically turn into like either feminine or masculine.
There's like connotations, my
depending
guy.
on it. But when
Imagine
you
being
have two
named
people
Tracy
who are
as like a
amazing,
dude.
I know a Tracy who's a guy.
I do too. It's a girl's name though.
I also know a Shelby. I also know a Shelby. And
Call me
let's see.
Shelby. Peaky fucking blind guy.
Let's see. A Shelby.
guy knows
Have
a
y'all
lot.
run into a Kieran yet? A Kieran?
I have a
Okay.
Kieran. I know a Kieran.
I do too. It's probably
I
the
know
same one
Kieran.
you know.
Yeah. Yep,
It's just
yes,
one guy.
yep.
It's one guy.
It's freaking Dave.
Fucking
Dave.
Kieran, man. I
He
met
knows
a
everybody.
Kieran. I ran into a Kieran when I was like 13, and I really didn't know how to react because my social structure hasn't been developed in my brain yet, so I didn't know what to say after
Because you
after a
freaking
dude.
drink every podcast.
No, it was a fully grown man. I was 13. It was a fully grown man. I was like, "Hey, what's your name?" He said Kieran. I was like, "What the fuck?"
You call him Mr. Kieran.
And I was like, "Dude, who named you that? They hate you."
Bro, yeah, can you imagine that? Like, like freaking everybody's name. Like, you feel bad for them, right? Because their parents chose that. Speaking of like
Yeah.
weird names, Elon Musk's son, was it like XA12 or some shit?
Yeah.
His name is a freaking model number.
Well, I think
my-
the names.
I forgot about that.
Okay.
It
You
corresponds
think he
to
has
the
it
year.
bad?
Yeah. If
Okay.
you assign a letter to like each month, it's like X12 or some shit.
Hey. If you
Or
think he
A12.
has it bad,
January 12th.
my last name,
A12.
my last name is Booth.
Yeah.
He's related to John Wilkes, fellas. Let's get him. Abraham.
You want to know one of the most common questions I get?
Who
Is your middle name Wilkes?
You should make that like a pseudonym, right? So your name is John, and then like the apostrophe Wilkes Booth, and it's just like your nickname or pseudonym or whatever, John Wilkes, and you could be like a famous voice actor. That's like your name, John Wilkes.
Yeah,
Mr.
John
Wilkes.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
But Joe,
my
I think
voice
what.
acting name is actually my middle name, which I'm not gonna say.
Okay.
But
Mm.
Go ahead.
I think what makes a name so cringy is that especially like first names, it's because you know someone had to make a conscious decision to pick that one.
Right.
And then
Fucking
there's
Tanner.
like that. Then there's the people who have like 2 middle names, right?
Oh, that my
Where
brother has two
where
middle
where,
names.
some
where,
extra.
where it's like they have like let's say like Logan and then Tanner with like a dash in between.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Short red haired little boy with freckles, and like I felt so bad.
With
Why you-
freckles.
Freckles.
How y'all can audibly hear?
Yes.
I forgot I had a second microphone over there. Shut the fuck up! I'm in a podcast. Get the fuck out of here!
Mom, we're playing Minecraft. Advocate shenanigans, my
Nah,
friend.
that's my sister.
Well,
My
folks,
bad.
Oh, that's amazing.
we have made it to the 1 hour mark, and this is where it's
Okay.
customary for us to sign off. So I'm going to go ahead and sign things off. Thanks again for tuning in, everybody. We appreciate you coming and listening
Yeah,
and having
on
fun.
time. Everybody was on time.
Hey everyone, remember to eat your vegetables.
And
I'm eating
yeah,
McDonald's
be
in a bit.
healthy. All right.
You have to eat your vegetables.
Thanks again, everybody.